Welcome to For Palestine podcast. Today we have Sumeyra Akdeniz Ordu. She's a German citizen and one of the steering committee for Global Sumud Flotilla. And by the way, we have to mention that we are filming this interview aboard one of the ships that's heading to Gaza. And there is a special story for this port actually. We will hear the story from Sumeyra, but welcome to this episode first of all.
Thank you very much for this opportunity. So we are preparing, as you told, our
Yeah.
ships here in Marmaris. Our plan is to join the Global Sumut Flotilla, which is heading to Gaza, inshallah. And this boat where we are sitting right now was owned by the ex-Prime Minister Turgut Özal. Actually, it's an honor to have
Yeah.
such beautiful boats for such a beautiful mission.
So he gave this boat as a gift for this mission?
He already
So,
died.
okay.
Yes, but yeah, we just found it out when we bought it. The owner just told us that this was a boat from Turgut Özal. So yeah, it's just maybe a coincidence, but it's funny.
Okay. Sumaira, let's talk about your story. Actually, you are a teacher, but also an activist. So how you become an activist for Palestinian issue?
When I was studying Islamic theology as a teacher, I was even active also in humanitarian missions, and we grow up with the story of Palestine. Actually, when you are coming with a background of Islamic identities, you know how important it is to serve and to be with the Palestinians in this kind of way. And during our times, we even had projects for olive trees in Palestine. And I was trying to create some new projects with my husband. That was actually the reason
Your
how we met.
husband tribe.
Yes, my
Yeah.
husband Shuaib. That was also the reason how we met during. Yeah, we were studying together in Bursa,
Okay.
so he studied with me. And after this, when I was finishing the university, I just got back to Germany. I studied in Turkey Islamic theology, and then it started actually that we were involved in the mission from the Freedom Flotilla, which was in 2024. And even before this, we went to many places, like during the earthquake, that we tried to wash the dead bodies of people, and we have like something like a background of having
A humanitarian
yeah,
missions. Yeah.
yes. But this kind of mission, what we are talking about, if it's about breaking the illegal siege, is more than a humanitarian mission.
Yeah.
So that was actually a big challenge and change of our lives, because once we got involved in 2024 into the Freedom Flotilla coalition, I realized that it's a bigger challenge because you have to stand up, you have to be active, not just trying to help. More than this, you have to have the courage to tell complicit countries what they should do, what their job is actually. And then I realized that we are not enough. We need to mobilize more. So we created, we were also involved in the German delegation and the Turkish delegation. We are always a little bit divided because we have both connections. So how did it start? Actually, everything started actively after 2024. So we got involved more and more during the other missions. We couldn't sail in 2024 because of our deflagging situation. Then we tried harder and harder by mobilizations. The ship Handala just sailed across the whole European and Scandinavian harbors. So we had many, many events in different countries with the boat
Okay.
Handala, which helped us actually also to inform the people to activate global uprising. And after this, we just met in Malta again to board the boat called Conscience. We were just almost boarding. Everything was again like in Istanbul, prepared. We finished our nonviolence trainings, and then our ship Conscience was bombed
Yeah.
in Maltesian waters. I still cannot forget this moment. It was just 5 hours before we were supposed to board the boat Conscience. But we didn't give up. That's actually the reason why I was saying in the introduction it's even more challenging to be active in such a mission, because it's more than a humanitarian mission. You need to have the patience and you need to have always a plan B. So our plan B was to prepare Madeleine. And
Yes.
this was just 3 or 4 weeks after Conscience was bombed. And the Madeleine mission was maybe the top of the media attention, where people could wake up a little bit more. Our
And know
media,
about the flotilla and
yes,
how
yes,
to break the siege. Yeah.
yes, because people can sometimes not understand what we are talking about. It's not just about media attention, of course, it's about the challenge that we are talking about, the main reason why we have to witness
Yeah.
this genocide. It's about the siege, and this is happening since 2007. People, organizations, movements like the Freedom Flotilla Coalition, like the Global Sumut Flotilla, Sumut Nusantara, Sumut Maghreb, so many initiatives are trying to do something, to mobilize and to explain the people that it's not just enough to try for humanitarian aid, because the main reason why we have to witness this is the siege. People can even not buy a wedding dress in Gaza when we are talking about this open air prison. So that's the reason that we are trying to challenge complicit countries by taking ourselves in person onto these boats, and not just humanitarian aid, because we know that the humanitarian aid is not coming. So that's the challenge here. We are also challenging the political structures by it's not actually provoking without a right. It's actually that we are in the legal side. We are using our right to sail through international waters to Gaza, while Israel and the Zionist entity is doing everything in an illegal way, and to try to change the narrative that we are the terrorists here, that we are just trying to provoke, is the wrong narrative. We are actually trying to use our rights here as human, because the Palestinians have also the right to live as a human being. How we are doing this, we can sit here and talk. And when we are talking about Palestinians, we know how they can enjoy their lives sometimes even better than we are doing. You know it better. And yes, that's actually the short story of our involvement after.
But Sumeyra, actually, a lot of people now asking and talking about the importance of this mission, because they are seeing that Israeli forces attacking this mission all the time. We couldn't get into Gaza, so it just gonna be waste of time and money. So,
Yes.
what is your answer for this idea? What is the main importance of this mission?
Actually, we were just talking today about it. If it wouldn't be effective, why is the IOF always attacking us? They wouldn't take us
Yes.
serious.
Yeah.
But we can see that the attacks and the accusations by the IOF is increasing. So that's just the evidence that they are afraid, that they are really, really anxious about our commitment, about our collaboration by mobilizing ourselves. That's the biggest proof that we can show our international solidarity. And even if we talk about media attention, why is Netanyahu talking about buying TikTok, for example, when he is not
Yes.
taking us serious? Because he knows that we can be effective. So if we are talking about money, just one day of US, American, and Israeli warships are taking the same money as the whole flotilla. So just one day for attacking Palestine with their military ships and military armies is costing the same amount as the whole flotilla. So I don't think that it's a waste of money. We could see in the previous missions how effective it was. Many people just came to me and they said, we even didn't know that it's so important to rise and to come up with your voices, and we could see how important it is. So I think we just need to have the transparency about every opinion when we are focusing on those arguments, we can see that these arguments are just coming from the IOF. So why should I take them serious? The, they are coming with their own narratives, and we are actually trying to to have the right and true narrative in the front line, which is not the same as the IOF, that we are wasting money, that we are just doing it as a performative thing. If we would do this as a performative, it's such a risky mission, we know this.
Yeah.
Why would we do this? Why would someone just come to such a mission where we, as Turkey, as Turkish people, just sacrificed 10 of our comrades who got murdered by the IOF in 2010?
Yes.
So,
Navi Marmara.
yes, I don't think that we should take this serious. That's just a strategy of the whole colonialist, racist, and system of Zionism, that they are trying to separate us in between ourselves. And I'm against this. We really need to stick to each other, whatever happens. And that's the biggest proof we are here together, not just as people with an Islamic perspective. You could see during every mission, we have people from 3 different backgrounds.
Yes.
Anti-colonialists, anti-fascists, our communist, socialist friends are coming with this background. Then we have climate change activists. And then we have people who are coming from the majority as people with Islamic backgrounds. So if we can prove the whole world that we can stick to each other, whatever happens, whatever kind of ideology we have, that we are coming with the same conscience, it's actually enough for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk in more details about the first experience, especially the first global Sumud Flotilla. It was really a great experience, and the first movement all over the world that's supporting Palestine in this way. So let's talk about this experience in more details.
You mean 2024?
No,
Or
I mean
2000?
the first global Sumud Flotilla.
Yes, okay. So actually, it started during the Handala mission, that we were talking and having conversations with the land convoy team. Yeah, my husband was just freshly out of prison after the Madeleine mission. We were preparing for the Handala mission, but meanwhile, we were chatting and talking with the land convoy team, Sumut Maghreb and GMTG. So we were saying, I think we have to increase not just the quality, also the quantity.
Okay.
So we came to this idea to buy more boats, not just 1 or 2 boats. Yeah, as long as we have more boats, that we have the ability and the possibility to break the illegal siege in a real way. We always had the hope. And actually, it happened in 2008, the first Free Gaza movement, which just came with 2 boats with our Greek comrades, could break the siege. And after this, the idea increased and increased. They changed some methods. But the Global Sumud Flotilla, was just founded in 2 or 3 months. Everything was so quickly. So we decided to collect the money, the fundraising, also having the system, how we can recruit captain and crew. I was involved by recruiting them. Then the steering committee, coordination groups, and many, many working groups. So meanwhile, when we were preparing this, we were also talking with many ports. The first port was Barcelona. As you know, last year in July, we just went to the port, even before our comrade Saif, who is, inshallah, coming out of prison in the next few days, was preparing with the whole Catalan team, with so many beautiful comrades, the logistical stuff there. So we boarded and we started the mission from Barcelona on. During our way, Italy joined us as port with more than 60 or 70 countries, like nationalities. Okay. Then we sailed to Tunisia, and the biggest challenge just started in Tunisia.
Yes.
Actually, I'm still traumatized, but our Tunisian comrades are amazing, and 5 of them are still in prison. So Wael and his wife Jawahir, Sana, Nabil, so many beautiful comrades were preparing the port in Tunisia, but things happened like that. We got bombed. Our two main ships, motherships,
Yeah, Alma
where
and family.
yes, I was in family, and it's just ironic that family is just right now next to us there.
Okay.
So family was my boat where I was sailing with, and that was the first attack we had. It got bombed during the evening times, and then we just ran to the space. The next day, Alma got bombed, and we have every footage, so it's available still.
Okay.
We in Alma we have the footage even better as quality, that you can see that it was a drone, and it was already published afterwards that the person who sent this was someone from Israel, like an agent, an infiltrator, that he also got into prison in Tunisia. I hope that he is still in prison. I don't have the last
Okay.
updates. But yes, after this big challenge, we managed to sail out of Tunisia after 2 weeks. And after this, when we were in close to Greek national waters, we got bombed 14 times. 11 were just drones.
During sailing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
during
in this
sailing. It
mission.
was
Yeah.
in the middle of the night.
Okay.
I remember every minute. It was sound bombs, really loud. Some of our captains were injured from their faces, and 11 were more bombs like that. It was really loud, and the other three were chemical drones. I still have the smell on my nose. Some of our comrades just showed us. So after these challenges, we identified that the majority, that almost the whole boats which were attacked by those drones were flagged from Italy, flagged by Italy. So after this, we had the huge mobilization in Italy from around 44 cities, that they were striking, that they were protesting, didn't go to their jobs and shops. They blocked and boycotted everything, and it was a huge mobilization that the navy ship from Italy had to come. So that was the reason, actually, why we had this escort by the Italian naval ship. We also had Spain. So after this, we decided to sail through Greek national waters. When we continued our way, we were intercepted. Unfortunately, I was really sad. Our ship Alma, which was my second ship after the engine was broken from family, was the first boat which was intercepted, because they know which ship is the mothership. We were coordinating everything in the family or Alma boat in terms of nautical and political decisions, that they can follow us behind us, the other boats. And that's always the same strategy, actually. And yeah, it started just,
And what about the interception by Israeli
yes.
forces?
If I remember right, our interception was around 90 miles far away from Gaza. Actually, it was weird. They entered the boat, and they were saying, "We are not here to injure you. We do not harm. Just sit." And they were pretending to be nice. And once we came to the port Ashdod, we realized what's gonna happen. There, it started with the violence, actually. The police, which was waiting there, actually tortured us. I have to admit it. When we have seen Ben Gvir, who just came in front of us without shame and said, "You are terrorists," we couldn't hold ourselves, and we just shouted, "Free Palestine, free Palestine." And every person who just said "Free Palestine" were taken like in a violent way to another place. I was one of them. Yeah, then yeah, they brought us to prison one by one, like in a tiny and tight car, where the AC was really cold and they didn't took it off. In prison, when we arrived to the prison Kitsiot, which was really far away, they just forced many of us to take our hijab out.
Okay.
Yeah, two of our comrades who couldn't express themselves very well in English, yeah, couldn't answer to those questions when they were forcing them to take their hijab out. And when I saw them after they got out of this room where they are changing clothes, I got so angry. And I was the third person who just got into this room. They said the same, you have to take your hijab out. And I was saying, why? You cannot force me right now. I'm not moving from this place without my hijab. And then we argued, we discussed, they shouted, they called their boss from the prison. Yeah, it was a huge chaos, but actually when they saw how, yeah, that I'm already committed and I will not change my viewpoint, it went, yeah, I think it took 1 hour, this discussion, I'm not kidding. And afterwards they said, okay, tamam, you can leave your hijab, just go out. They hated me in prison.
Okay.
And the best thing was that our comrades who just went after me to this room where they had to change clothes were not forced to take their hijab out. That's just one of the examples. Actually, when they brought us to an animal cage, which I cannot forget, it was around 12 square meters. We were 60 people under the sun. Yeah, it was
You was one of them?
um, how do you mean?
60 people under the sun?
Yes.
All of the participants was
Yes,
okay.
all of us, all of the participants were taken by the guardians in the prison in an animal cage, which was around 12 square meters, and all of us were participants from the global Sumut Flotilla. Every time they were threatening us with gas, spray, their dogs. Sometimes I could see here a red laser that they were coming with their guns. Many, many things, but every time when I'm talking about these little details, I'm thinking about the line which I saw in prison on the wall. That's my 220th day here in prison. So actually, then I'm always cutting my sentences and I'm saying, I don't have a right to talk about the details because it's nothing in between what the Palestinians are suffering, and it's just also really bringing me to many other thoughts that we shared the same rooms with Palestinian women who were tortured. Maybe they died there. I don't know. Yani, actually, it went just for 5 days. I was 5 days in prison. Some of our comrades were even more, but most time, the biggest time, was one of our Spanish comrades who was 14 days in prison. That's it. And we could see again here that the IOF was really afraid of us. They didn't want to have us in prison because we could feel the pressure which was coming to them. The embassies were trying to come to prison every day. We want to meet the embassies to make more pressure. It was such a chaos in prison, and we could see that they don't have any kind of coordination. They were so overwhelmed because of us, and that was the reason why we were always provoking them in prison. And we were saying, you even cannot count our numbers, you cannot organize, you cannot do this, and they were so angry every time. But this was the smallest thing what we could do actually to provoke them there. And yeah, when we got out of prison, I just had a conversation with two Palestinian girls who were living in Gaza, and I said to them, I'm so sorry. Yani, we couldn't break the siege. I don't know how effective it was, but it was just a few hours after we got out of prison, this conversation, this phone call. And do you know what she said? Why are you talking like this? it's so important what you are doing. The fishermen could fish here for the first time after such a long time.
Really?
Yes, I didn't know this, and then she showed the videos. Because we were distracting
Yeah.
the whole IOF while they were trying to kidnap us. They couldn't concentrate on the Gaza Strip, so the fishermen could fish after such a long time. And I don't think that we should underestimate those things. It was really important for them. I saw many videos of them that they were thanking the global Sumut Flotilla because they could fish after such a long time. Yeah, and also, no one, when it comes to media narratives, no one from the Zionist entity would say, yes, we have to admit that this mission is effective. How can you see that it's effective when Ben Gvir is coming for some activists he is accusing
Yes.
of terrorism? If he is not taking us serious, why did he come in person? I saw him directly in front of me, and I thank for I thank to some of our comrades who was just courage enough to him. She was really close to him, and she what's the name when we are doing poo?
Okay.
Yes, so that started the discussion that we shouted "Free Palestine."
But Sumeyra, despite all of these threats and consequences, you still continue in this mission. And now you are preparing for the second Sumud Flotilla.
Yes,
Why?
I think I can see now the difference between it's a test. I believe that this world is a test for me, and when I'm cutting, when I'm giving up, it's not just about this mission. I have to believe in justice, and when I want to prove this belief in justice, I'm not allowed to give up. Yani, it's more about this belief, and also when I'm people who have knowledge about history know that successful missions like a revolution or a big change in circumstances like this takes time.
Yeah.
And I think it's an utopic idea to expect after one or two missions directly that the genocide will end. That's the reason why we are trying to mobilize people, because it's not enough, but we are coming step by step closer. We can see that even if it was a fake ceasefire, it was because of the global Sumut Flotilla in the previous mission, because Trump just admitted that it was because of the pressure that they were
The global
talking.
pressure.
Yes, yes, the global pressure during our last mission. And I even had some questions from some journalists just a couple of hours before we got intercepted. They asked, yeah, how about the ceasefire they are talking about? Are you going to sail still? And I just said, why not? It's not just about ceasefire. They are kidding with us the whole time, since years, since decades. They are trying to distract us by hypnotizing and saying, yes, we are doing the ceasefire. Okay. I'm living in Germany, and the prime minister was just saying, okay, now the ceasefire happened. You don't need to go to the streets to make your protests because Gaza is good now. And
But
to
the siege is still there.
yes. And I thank you, Yani. The main problem is the siege, and when we cannot change this, when we have not enough power to make the real pressure, we are not allowed to give up. That's the reason why I'm continuing, because I still couldn't come to the last point, and I think the last point would be when I sometime when I would die.
Do you think you're gonna die really for Palestine? Do you think about death? Especially now because there's a lot of attacking and threats on this mission.
We can start with the opposite. No one never promised for this mission that it's a risk-free mission. Everyone knows what can happen. That's the reason why we are preparing our risk analysis by having also assistance from professional external people who are doing this for decades as job. Then we are also talking about different scenarios, not just in our meetings or nonviolence trainings. The General Assembly, which is planned in a few days, is actually because of this that we will sit and talk with everyone. What's the last decision? How are we gonna move and how are we gonna continue? We can see, of course, that due to the pressure from America, from the U.S. and the Israeli Zionist entities, that it's increasing. But no risk, no success. That's actually my opinion. Yani, of course, we will come to a collective decision in the end, but we shouldn't take ourselves into the center. Actually, our strong passports, our unity, our collective decisions as global mobilization and movement is so important. And when we don't do this, actually, okay, the initiative and the responsibility is owned for normal times to governments. But if they are not doing their job, I cannot stay silent, and I wouldn't feel comfortable when I would give up.
Sumeyra, actually now there's a lot of developments taking place in this mission, from Madlin to Handala to first Freedom Flotilla and now second Sumud Flotilla. Sorry. So let's talk about these developments.
Yes, after the last mission, we also have seen that we need more strategies,
Yeah.
that we need more also pressure, increase the numbers of the boats. That was actually also the idea why we were coming to Doctors to Gaza, that we should talk more about how about disembarking, how about the plan after disembarking, how could we help as medical, as healthcare workers, as educators, as eco-builders. So that brought us to the idea also to have different strategies. Now, you have seen that we just didn't mobilize at sea. The land convoy is right now in Libya, and they are starting with the land convoy. So it's meanwhile at the same time both the GSF land convoy.
Okay.
Then we had in Brussels the Parliamentary Congress, which was also really, really effective. We just announced a declaration where every parliamentarian signed the declaration that the Global Sumud Flotilla has to have safe passage. And I think all of these developments has to be shown and underlined, because the narrative which is coming through the Zionists that we are this and this and this is not true. Even when we compare the strategies, how we were doing everything in a rush, and it was, yeah, sometimes it was also a mess in the organizational and logistical part because we didn't have enough time. Now we can see, even if we are stressed, even if we are doing some mistakes, we are having more plans than before. We always had a plan, but we are proving and developing ourselves by focusing also on the moment, how we gonna disembark. And right now we also have good news from Safe and Tiago, that I hope that they can also continue with the mission, because when I was talking with Lara, the wife of Tiago, she was just saying 3 days ago, after after his mother just passed away, and I called Lara how she is. She said that the funeral will be tomorrow, and that the mission still should move on. We should keep going on, whatever happens. They are just provoking, trying to provoke by using Safe and Tiago,
Right.
and that it's even more protective to move on with the mission. So I think it's important to listen also to comrades who have the knowledge and know about the importance that we really need to keep going on. Yes. Yes, we can see another development also um, when we compare the social media attacks.
Yeah.
That even if the previous global Sumut Flotilla mission was attacked as well, the method of how they are attacking the global Sumut Flotilla changed in a huge way. Now they are trying to use different arguments, not just Hamas Flotilla. We are already used to this funny point, actually, that they are trying to, yeah, combine us with terrorism or anything else. But now we can see that they are trying to attack us from different channels by using also other arguments, and
Yeah.
I think that shows that they are really afraid. Even the last news that the US is trying to stop the flotilla, it was just announced today or yesterday, shows us that they are even more afraid than in the previous flotilla. We can see it, and we will also announce some statistics about this in terms of media outlets. So I think that all these kind of accusations has to be looked in an objective way, because in the last mission we didn't have this Iran war with Israel in these circumstances, so it was easier to uprise in terms of media. Now, when we have the war with Iran and Libya and all the other harms what Israel is actually causing, we just started with these circumstances, but we can see that the attacks which are coming are increasing in compare with the previous flotilla. So that shows me and proves me that they are even more afraid and more anxious about our idea of continuing and sailing to Gaza, because we increased our numbers of our boats. We were 42 boats
Okay.
which were intercepted in the last mission, and now we are for now more than 50 boats, and we also changed our strategies, which I cannot tell anymore,
For
but
sure.
yeah. I believe that this will be effective, inshallah. Whatever happens, let's really try to focus on the idea how we can disembark and focus on the main reason why we have to witness this live stream genocide.
Sumaira, what about the consequences when you come back to Germany? Because we all know Germany government supporting Israel actually, and there is a strong Zionist lobby
Yes,
there.
yes. Yes, I forgot to tell. I didn't have any charges or problems with the police,
Okay.
but when I came back to Germany, I just got fired from the education place where I was working as a teacher for Islamic religion, and I was working for 5 years there. So they just fired me with the argument that I could be dangerous for Germany.
Okay.
Yeah, since then we are not living anymore in Germany because we had to empty our house in one day. The apartment which we were living with Shuaib, my husband, was given by my job, so we had to empty our house as well in just one day, because they just told me one day before the contract has ended.
Okay.
And that was on purpose, just to not give me the opportunity to find another apartment or another job maybe on time. So we were really under pressure, but somehow we managed, alhamdulillah. It was tough those days. We just emptied our house and came earlier to Barcelona to prepare the ships. So I'm since then not anymore at home since 5 months.
Okay.
Yeah, and this is going on. I don't know how we will continue after the mission. I'm not thinking about this actually, because sometimes it's also
You are not thinking about going back to your home. You don't have home now.
yes, I don't have home. My parents are living in Germany. Of course, they are opening their doors, but actually, I don't have a home with Schweib anymore in Germany, and yeah, I'm really just focusing on the mission right now, because once I will think, this will, yeah, will not go on very good, because I even don't know when I would come back to Germany. In terms of the mission, also post mission, that we are trying to care about the people. It's not easy actually if you are involved in the whole coordination and steering committee, that I'm trying to think about all the other things where we should involve and can help, you know. We have a responsibility about of all the participants here. They're trusting the movement of our organization, and that's the reason why I don't have the ability and possibility right now about thinking of myself or
You think
tribe.
that we have to give some prize to Gaza?
Yes, definitely. And actually that's maybe what I want to underline. People who are coming with little things what they are afraid for, I'm just saying, why are you so afraid? You will not die. Yeah, and I lost my job. Okay, it was a good job. It was a good house. It was luxurious. Okay, but I know that I will find another way. And if everybody would have maybe, not I'm not talking about courage or anything else, but even if we could take the risk about little things
Okay.
by talking, not everyone has to lose their jobs. I'm not talking about this, Yani. That was my own decision to risk this. But I'm encouraging people when I'm telling my story, that everyone should think about their own risks, what they can, yeah, take as responsibility, so we can move on. Because the only reason why this is going on is that no one wanna takes any risk, even the governments. And if we are calling us as activists, as justice fighters, as human rights or whatever, we shouldn't stay just as people who are talking. I think we should act and show also the people that I don't care about my house. I know, inshallah, that I will find a way with my husband to find another house. Maybe we would just live in a boat later. I don't know, Yani. I'm not thinking about this right now because it's not the time. And I know, because I was born and raised in Germany, that it's not the German style of thinking.
Okay.
But we call it tawakkul.
Tawakkul
Yes,
in Arabic language.
yes. Yeah, I'm doing my own tawakkul by just focusing on now, right now, because I really wanna have a big impact as one of our yeah, one of the just representatives of the global smooth flotilla, and I think everyone wants the same. So we can talk about bigger and bigger challenges and changes, that none of these children in Gaza have to be afraid to go to the school. I'm a teacher, and when I'm thinking about children who are afraid to go to school, I even cannot imagine, because the children who are coming in Germany to our school are so relaxed, not thinking about anything, if they would be shooted on their way, if they're safe. It's yeah, we cannot compare this. So Germany is always using their own Zionist strategies, of course, but we have to challenge Germany as well. And I think maybe I could do this like this. And if we have more and more, they cannot stand up against this. I believe in this. The more we got bigger, the more they are afraid of us. And that's the goal, to use this ability, if someone has the courage to talk, to take risks, to show that we are the majority who is in behalf of justice, who is talking about justice, who is really fighting for justice. And yeah, I think we can do it.
Do you have some words to people of Gaza who are waiting you, watching you now?
I cannot ignore my feel of guilty, but I'm still happy, because once I will see them, I'm pretty sure that we will hug. That we, I hope that we will find the moment just to sit, that I can listen to their songs, that we can drink a tea and talk about their future plans. because I know that they are also just trying to stay alive right now, that I can somehow help maybe to yeah, to make with them their plans, how we can assist also to, yeah. I'm so
It's
sorry.
okay.
I'm sick since
No,
a
no, it's
long
okay.
time.
Take your time.
That we can talk about a new Gaza. And right now I have a deja vu. When we were in prison, I could see in front of me on the wall a picture of Gaza where everything was shut down. And under this picture, it was written New Gaza. And then the Israeli flag was there. So it was a big provocation against us. And I promised there that I will see Gaza, inshallah, with our comrades, with our Palestinian comrades in Gaza, in a beautiful way, that every house will be, even if it's not tomorrow, maybe it's after years, but I will be maybe a part after years, maybe my children will be a part of this one day, that they can see Gaza in a situation and in a scene where they can live freely, where they can decide where to go, where they can just book their flights, come to their comrades here, see us, and then come back. Talk about olive trees in in a normal kind of way, like us.
So let's imagine what if you really get into Gaza.
You are involved in our team here, Doctors to Gaza, and
Yes.
I'm really happy to talk also about these scenarios because sometimes I think that I know that it's not on purpose, but when we are just focusing on bad scenarios, our narrative also changed. So let's
Yeah.
really talk about this, what you are talking about. Getting to Gaza is our best scenario. I'm really dreaming of this, and that was actually also the reason why we are having a boat of doctors who have been to Palestine. Some of them who have many experience. So the reason why we wanted to include this is also to change the narrative that we really want to reach Gaza. That it's not just about interception, attack, and
Yes.
it's not just about this. We really want to break the siege. And when I will come there, the assistance due to medical necessities, due to educational or eco-builder, all of these were planned and it's still ongoing. And my personal dream is maybe sit with some Palestinian women and families and drink the first tea. And this could be maybe the game challenger when we could break the siege, that the whole humanitarian aid ships and trucks, which are waiting since whatever decades, can enter. So we
Yes.
would be the first click. That's the idea since years. And yeah, I still believe in this idea.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Sumeyra Akdeniz Ordu. Thank you.
Thank you.